Hello dear class 6 students, welcome back. This is your science teacher here, Ben, and we are in the last part of our chapter Living Organism, Characteristic and Their Habitat. We're done with the characteristic, and yesterday we have completed with the habitat desert adaptation for desert habitat, right? And we have discussed about cactus plant, camel, right? So today we'll study about the adaptation for aquatic habitat, okay? So in aquatic habitat, we'll see plants, some aquatic plants, we'll see some aquatic animals. Aquatic animals, if we say aquatic animals, fish comes to our mind, right? And aquatic plant, there are many plants surviving inside the rivers, oceans, clear? So now first, to make it like very simple, we'll first discuss about the aquatic plants and then we'll discuss about the aquatic animals. Clear? Because they are now their design, they have adapted themselves inside the water. Clear? So we'll study all the features. So in aquatic plants, let's take common example. Let's take example water lily. Okay, you just imagine water lily. You see that, right? Water lily. So in water lily, the roots. Okay, the roots will not be like the normal like plant one. They are reduced. Okay, the roots are short. They are reduced. The roots are reduced, and why the roots are reduced? To hold. The main reason is just to hold the plant. Clear? And now about the stem, okay? The stem. Now the stem, okay? This is important. The stem for aquatic plants, they are thin and long, okay? Thin and long. Why they have to be thin and long? Because inside the water there will be a water current, right? So to withstand the water current or for protection, the stem for aquatic plants are thin and long. Thin and long. Clear? Now in the stem there are air spaces, okay? There are air spaces, and these air spaces also helps in floating. Clear? In floating. Now we'll talk about the leaves. The leaves. The leaves for aquatic plants, they are waxy coated, okay? They are waxy coated. They are waxy coated. Why they are waxy coated? Like to protect, for protection. There can be any damage. So for protection, the leaves are waxy coated. And in the leaves of the aquatic plant, another properties that you can find is they are very long. Clear? They are very long. Why they are very long? Because it helps them in floating. Clear? You just see, I'm sure you have observed this, you are familiar with this, water lily. The leaves are very long because it will help them in floating. Okay? So these are also some types of adaptations they have made to make themselves for survival inside the water. Clear? Now we are done with the roots, stem, and the leaves. Now the very important thing is stomata. Okay, stomata. This stomata is present in the leaves. Okay. All these stomatal process take place in the leaves, and stomata is present in the leaves, and the leaves are present on the upper surface. Clear? So this stomata is on the upper surface, and this is very important because yes, they are an aquatic plant, but they also for survival they need nourishment. Clear? So the air, the carbon dioxide will make their entry through this stomatal opening. Clear? So this stomatal is on the upper surface of the leaves. Upper surface of the leaf. Clear? So I'm sure you are now clear with the adaptation for aquatic plants. Clear? roots, stem, leaf, and this stomata is present in the leaf. It's on the upper surface. Clear? So we are done with the adaptation for aquatic plants. Next will be for aquatic animals. Now, aquatic animals, the most common example will be fish, right? Fish, how they survive inside the waters, how they have adapted themselves inside the water, right? We cannot imagine a fish living in a terrestrial land, right? So fish comes under these aquatic animals, and we'll study their properties. One, they have a streamlined body. Clear? This is very important, streamlined body. What is the meaning of streamlined body? Fish, if you have observed, they have the upper part is round, right? And then they have a tapering end, and they are wide in between, right? Just a rough structure would be like this. Clear? So they have a round upper part, tapering end, and then a wider in between. Clear? So this streamlined body also helps them in their movement. Clear? They also have to flow. Now, the second important feature for fish is tails and fins, right? They have tails, they have fins. These tails and fins, the presence of these tails and fins inside the fish helps them in movement as well as, on addition, direction. They have to change the direction inside the water. So tails and fins for movement and direction. Clear? Now they have gills, okay? Gills. This is an important part of fish. They have gills. Gills, you all know this is for breathing. They have to breathe. Clear? They have to breathe inside the water. So these gills, the important function would be for breathing. Okay, so streamlined body, tails and fins, gills, and the next important feature would be they are like scaly and mucus. Clear? See, this the presence of this scaly and mucus like on their it's because these are waterproof. It makes them water resistant. Clear? Okay, so these are the 4 important properties of adaptation for fish to survive inside the water. Clear? Now, we'll talk about dolphins, okay? We'll talk about some whales. They don't have gills. Clear? Then how do they breathe inside the water? Clear? So the whales and dolphin and all, they breathe through their nostrils or blowholes. Clear? So that means that's located on the upper surface, right? That's located on the upper surface. So when they have to breathe, dolphin, they come up. Clear? That's why we see, right, dolphin, they jump up, like sometimes we see them just in a blink, they come up like for breathing. Clear? Because they don't have a gills like fish. And dolphin and whales, they are the animals which can live inside the water without breathing for a long time. Clear? They can live inside the water for a long time even without breathing. And if they have to breathe, they'll come up to the surface. And they'll breathe through, I'll write here, blowholes, okay? Blowholes or in their nostrils, through their nostrils. Clear? Okay, and fish, another thing that is present inside them is air bladder for the aquatic animals, not only fish, but the other aquatic animals. Air bladder is present inside their body. Clear? Okay, so these are the important features of the aquatic animals. We've discussed about the fish, dolphin, whales. And the other one, okay, I'll give you more examples, clear, so that you'll get the concept like clear. Tadpoles and all, they have like strong feet, okay, tadpoles. So that presence of strong feet help them in their movement, okay, for feeding. So we are done with the adaptation for aquatic animal habitat. Next will be adaptation for grassland habitat. Okay, so adaptation for grassland habitat. Okay, this is our next topic. So same like we have done for other, we'll divide this one into grassland plants and animals. So first we'll discuss about the plants. Okay, plants. So those plants, like in plants. So those plants that survive, like in this grassland, their roots are very, very long. Clear? See, this may be the leaf, but the roots will be very long. Because every plant, they need nourishment. Every plant, they have to prepare their food. So they have to go deep inside the soil in search of water. So that's one important function. So you have to, the first point under the plant will be for those plants that survive in the grassland, they have long roots. Clear? They have long roots. And you'll find their leaves are short, right? The leaves are short. Their leaf is short. Why their leaf is short? To prevent them from transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is loss of water. Okay, loss of water. So that means they can lose, if the leaves are like very long like this, they can lose the water, right? That's why their leaves are short, to prevent from the transpiration. Clear? Okay. Now we'll talk about grassland animals. Okay, those animals that have adapted themselves in the grassland. So we'll talk about animals. Now there are many examples. Lion, I can give you, deer, giraffe, zebra. All they are example for grassland habitat. Okay, grassland, those animals that survive in grassland habitat. Now, the important feature for them is they can even live in the forest as well as in the grass. Clear? So, discussing about lions, you all know they are light brown in color, right? So this color helps them to hide themselves even in the dry bushes. Clear? In the grassland, in the dry grass. So we can say that this is a property of a camouflage. Clear? Where they hide, where they can change its color according to the surrounding. And this is very important property for them while they are hunting. Okay? So now discussing about lions. Lions are predators. Okay? Lions are predators because they are in search of their prey, right? And the prey are P-R-E-Y, these are animals to eat. Animals to eat. Say, lions eat what? Other animals like deer and all, right? So deer becomes the prey. And lions, since they feed on those deers like for their nourishment, so lions are the predator. Okay, they go in hunting. Now let's discuss more about lions. So lions, they have their eyes in front of their face, okay? So this helps them, the eyes in front of the face, the features helps them to search like for their prey, like deer. Clear? And then the changing color, like I have said, helps them to hide themselves. Okay. Now deer. Deer is the prey here. Deer, they are always in group. Deer also they have a property to hide themselves. Clear? They have a long. They have their eyes are very. Their eyes are in the side of their head. Okay, and also they have a very long ear. And this, why it's very long? Because it makes them sensitive. Okay, they are alert. They are aware about the predator. So the other important like properties of deer is they are always in groups. They walk in groups. Clear? And then they are very speed in running. This helps them to prevent themselves like from their predator. So in that way, these aquatic animals, they have adapted, they have adjusted in this grassland habitat. Clear? So under these grassland animals, now you have to know the properties of lions, how deer, how they have adjusted themselves, how they hide themselves, having the property of camouflage, and know the predator. What is the meaning of predator? Know the meaning of prey. Clear? So this comes to the end of this adaptation for grassland habitat. Now let's talk about excretion. Okay, excretion. All the animals or all the living organisms, mostly they have this. In humans, in animals, it's very common because all the foods cannot be digested, right? So the undigested food, it has to be removed. Clear? So removal of undigested food we call it as excretion. Clear? We call it as excretion. Now, do you think this excretion happens in plants? The mechanism inside the plants is very different. Okay, so some plants, they store the waste. Okay, the waste for a long time without harming them. Clear? And some plants, they throw the excretion, they throw the waste. Some plants, they throw the waste in the form of secretion. Secretion. Clear? So excretion is very common in animals or in human beings, right? Removal of waste. But plants, throwing of waste take place in the form of secretion. Clear? And some they don't throw. They store in their body for a long time without harming them. Clear? Okay, so excretion, now you are familiar with excretion in living organism. So students, we'll end this lesson and this class with this topic. This topic you'll find the last part, the last paragraph of this chapter. What then life is? So this topic is all about whatever we have studied all throughout in this chapter, the diversity, variety, all the adaptations, we have studied about animals and plants living in desert, grassland. We have studied in aquatic fish, dolphins, variety, right? So everything works in a different way. Everything functions in a different way. So this is all about diversity. Clear? And also, they have mentioned about the heat. They have mentioned about the heat in the last paragraph, just by taking an example of a sack of wheat. Okay, a sack of wheat. In the sack of wheat, if you push your hand and if you keep it for a long time, there will be a heat. Clear? Even though there is no functioning, since the seeds are present, since there is a presence of seeds, okay? Since there is a presence of seeds, they respire. Clear? So because of respiration, there's a production of heat. So from this example, they just want to conclude that what then life is. Life is beautiful. It's all about variety and diversity. Clear? So make a note, go through whatever we have discussed from characteristic till habitat. Clear? So thank you so much. See you in the next class.